WBZ News at 5 starts right now.
The shooting death of Ibrahim Todashev justified. Tonight, there are reports a Florida prosecutor will clear the FBI agent who shot and killed the Chechen man while questioning him about his link to the marathon bombing suspects. The agents came to Todashev's Orlando home about a month after the attacks. Thanks for being with us tonight. I'm Lisa Hughes in for Paul.
And I'm Jonathan Elias. Good to have you along. Now, during the interrogation, something prompted one of the agents to open fire. Now, while the final report is not due until Tuesday, CBS News reports that the FBI has cleared the agent of any wrongdoing.
Tonight, Jim Smith brings us an exclusive reaction in an interview with Todashev's widow, who is now living in Russia.
I'm still shocked.
The widow of Ibrahim Todashev reacting to news that the FBI agent who shot and killed her husband is being cleared of any wrongdoing. At first, authorities said Todashev attacked the agent with a knife during questioning. They later said it was unclear what happened. Todashev's former wife spoke to WBZ exclusively by phone from Russia.
No, I don't believe it. Besides that, there were so many different versions of what happened. They have released so many different things that he was with the gun, with the knife, with the blade, with the broomstick, with the chair.
Last May, an FBI agent and Massachusetts State Police came to Orlando, Florida to question Todashev about his friendship with marathon bombing suspect Tamerlan Tsarnaev and an unsolved triple murder in Waltham. But something went wrong. After a violent confrontation, Todashev was shot to death. Now sources tell CBS News that the agent who pulled the trigger will be cleared by an FBI internal review. Those sources also say the Department of Justice will also clear the agent, and there are reports that Florida prosecutors will do the same.
For them to admit themselves that, yes, we killed somebody and we were wrong, I don't think that will ever happen, and that goes for Ibrahim case as well.
New York Times reports in about 150 FBI shootings since 1993, about 70 of them fatal. Not one agent has been found at fault in internal reviews. Former Boston Police Commissioner and WBZ analyst Ed Davis says there's good reason for that.
99% of the cases, the officer is found to be doing the right thing because they are, and so the oversight that we have through the prosecutorial arm really does make this a fair and valid process.
Late today, the Florida State Attorney said the investigation into Todashev's death is not yet over, and the release of purported information is unfair to the families involved. But sources continue to tell CBS News that Florida authorities, the Justice Department, and the FBI itself will all clear that agent. Jonathan?
All right, Jim, thank you. Well, there's been a frightening crash in Lexington after a backhoe fell onto Route 2 this afternoon. It was a mess out there. State police said that the backhoe was on a flatbed truck when it struck an overpass, knocking it onto the westbound side of Route 2. A car then struck part of that backhoe. Fortunately, no one was seriously injured, but the accident did shut down the road, backing traffic up for miles. We know now all lanes have been reopened. At this time, police say they are not sure if anyone will be cited for this crash. And also causing problems tonight, an early afternoon accident inside the Prue Tunnel. This was a mess. Sky High was over the pike, and as you can see, the backups are clear to see. It was a concrete truck that flipped on the ramp to Copley. Now that ramp and one lane inside the tunnel are closed. We're going to take a closer look at this crash coming up in just a few minutes.
Well, breaking news from the NCAA tournament, UMass eliminated in the first round.
Yeah, the Tennessee Vols were just too much for the Minutemen to handle. It was a tough one, but it was a big one. Dan Roach live at CBS in Foxborough. You know, this one really wasn't that close, Dan.
Yeah, it was a difficult day for the Minutemen, Jonathan. At least there's no question about that. You look at it, yesterday was a great day for New England teams, as UConn as well as Harvard both coming out big-time winners. Today, the 6th-seeded Minutemen taking on 11th-seeded Tennessee in a Midwest regional matchup. And there's perhaps some magic last night as the Minutemen began their night. A visit from their most famous alum at a team dinner, the one and only Dr. J. But whatever advice he offered didn't seem to work today. Tennessee came out firing. They weren't missing much. Jordan McRae with the big dunk. UMass down 19 at the break, 41-22. The Minutemen, they fought, though, as you'd expect, getting within 10 midway through the second half. Senior Chaz Williams with a jumper, but the Bulls just had too much. A short dance for the Minutemen. They're one and done, 86-67 your final. UMass finishes its season at 24-9. And you have to consider that a very good season, considering this team hadn't made the NCAA tournament in 16 years. So congrats to them. Coming up at 6, more on NCAA basketball. Boston College coach. But for now, live here at the CBS scene where there's plenty of action and bracketology going on. Jonathan, Elisa, let's go back to you guys.
Danny, thanks very much. And coming up at 7 o'clock right here on WBZ, the #1 seed in the Midwest, 34-0, Wichita State takes on Cal Poly. And it is Kentucky and Kansas State in the late game. And then you can stay tuned for WBZ News.
Tonight, a community in mourning. A 17-year-old Waltham High School wrestling star shot and killed outside an apartment complex. Investigators don't think this crime was random, but they haven't arrested anyone yet. Paul Burton is live in Waltham with the story tonight. Paul?
Lisa, police are asking for the public's help in this one. Right now, the authorities are not saying much about the details surrounding Tyler Zanko's death. But classmates that I spoke with today say he was not the type of kid that got into trouble at all.
Very tragic. He barely got to live life. Like, that's sad.
I don't know a reason why, and it's a sad thing to see someone go that's so young and had so much potential.
Classmates and friends of Waltham High School senior Tyler Zanko say they can't believe he's gone. The 17-year-old wrestling captain was murdered after he was shot outside the Garden Crest Apartments in Waltham. Steve says he heard the shots.
My balcony door was open, and from what I heard, it was 3 loud shots, and someone screaming. And from there, I heard just tires, just getting out.
His friends say Tyler had a deep passion for wrestling. This is a match he was in just this past January. He was very well liked and respected. Today, his classmates were overcome with shock and sadness.
It's really just tragic, and it's sad to hear that. And a lot of people were crying, and a lot of people couldn't make it through the day.
I just can't believe it. I walked in the morning, and I saw people in the hallways crying.
This student remembers talking to Tyler yesterday.
He's a really nice kid.
Today, the school released a statement saying, "It is with great sadness that we were informed of the tragic death of one of our students. Staff and students at Waltham High School and in the district mourn the profound loss of a member of our high school. Right now, it's still unclear why he was shot, but police say it does not appear to be random, and they are still looking for the shooter."
It's scary knowing that someone that could kill a person, just kill a person in general, being around this neighborhood.
Now, grief counselors were at the high school today. They'll also be at the high school tomorrow between the hours of 9 a.m. and 2 p.m. The MCAS test has been rescheduled for some time next week. Anyone with information in regards to this shooting has to contact Waltham Police. Reporting live in Waltham, I'm Paul Burton, WBZ News. Lisa, back to you.
Very sad, Paul. Thank you. Tonight, an important warning for taxpayers from the IRS. How scammers stole money from thousands of people all over the country.
2 months after a 14-year-old girl was dragged on this road, she finally got out of the hospital today. Her family wants justice.
Plus, that bad crash we were telling you about inside the Prue Tunnel, we're going to have details on this wreck that has been tying up traffic for hours.
And it's Friday. The weekend is upon us. One more mild day tomorrow before the cool air comes back. 20s are in the forecast and a threat for snow. We'll talk all about it coming up.
American-owned, family-operated. Since 1829. No bull. Just lager. From America's oldest brewery, Yingling.
It's the Toyota #1 for everyone national sales event. Toyota is #1 in what matters most to everyone, value. Now we're making you #1 with nationwide savings. Lease Camry, America's #1 dependable midsize car for a lowest ever $158 a month with no cost maintenance included. Or get 0 for 60 plus $1,000 bonus cash on Camry. #1 for everyone ends March 31st. Toyota, let's go places.
Excuse me, do your dentures come with a guarantee?
Okay, hold it. Let's try something new.
Mr. Stevens, your dentures are completely guaranteed.
Really?
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 Wow.
Aspen Dental is doing whatever it takes to give America a healthy mouth, like guaranteeing your dentures or your money back. Call 1-800-ASPEN-DENTAL because your mouth is our mission.
At GMC, incredible thinking always comes first, like the GMC Terrain, the first small SUV to offer an EPA-estimated 32 highway miles per gallon, the first in its class to offer a standard rear vision camera, and for the first time ever, during the GMC Open House, most 2014 GMC models are specially priced, so you can get thousands off MSRP. For this month, switch to GMC with special value pricing to lease this GMC Terrain for around $199 per month.
Find your dealer at gmcdealer.com.
In a crowd of light beers, how long does it take to find the Yingling Light Lager? About that long. 99 calories, 100% authentic lager. Yingling Light Lager. Rethink your light beer.
Tell me about the Honda Civic. It's the most durable, longest-lasting car in its class.
Can I stay in touch?
Bluetooth and text message reader comes standard.
Does it rock?
Pandora compatibility, standard.
Where am I?
The Honda sales event of your dreams.
This is not a drill. Get a great deal during the Spring Into a Honda sales event. Now, at your Honda dealer.
Tonight at 5:30, a wild accident on the ramp to Copley from the Prue Tunnel on the Mass Pike. Hope you didn't get stuck in this mess today. It was a concrete truck that crashed right through the wall. You can see the truck right there on its side, concrete spilling out onto the pavement, and this has been a headache for hours.
Right now, the ramp to Copley Square is closed, and one lane inside the Prue Tunnel is blocked off. Tonight, Bill Shields has the details.
This brick wall was left with a huge hole in it, and on the other side, the cement mixer that crashed into it. And this wall is part of Copley Place, where patrons heard the crash.
I heard a big boom sound, so I knew something happened, but I wasn't sure what.
And when you found out, and you looked out there and saw?
Yes, I asked George to go outside and see what was going on.
It was about noon when the cement mixer crashed in the Copley off-ramp from the pike, coming to a rest against a wall, which now has a huge hole in it. A camera caught the split second of the crash before the camera itself was crushed. Police closed off the ramp from the eastbound pike, and that created a 2-hour traffic jam heading into Boston. But by mid-afternoon, they had the truck back on its wheels and ready to be hauled off. But for the patrons at Copley Place, it was an interesting afternoon, hearing the impact underneath their feet and not knowing what it was. But this was a little loud.
This was loud, yes. Yeah, and this was loud. And plus, I didn't even know we were right on top. I knew we were on top of the Mass Pike, but I didn't know exactly it was right under us.
So how long will it take to fix that hole in the wall? Well, actually, that's the silver lining to this, because the state was closing off the Prue Tunnel this weekend anyway for maintenance. Now they'll just have one more job to do. At Copley, I'm Bill Shields, WBZ News.
Now, that crash, as big as it is not expected to affect the work on the Prue Tunnel that's scheduled to start tonight. Over the next 4 weekends, the tunnel will be down to one lane in each direction. Work crews will be removing the tunnel's suspended ceiling and replacing panels in certain areas. If you do have to drive in that area, give yourself extra time because there will definitely be delays. And if your commute takes you through the Government Center T station, get ready for another big change. Starting tomorrow, the station will be closed for renovations for 2 years. Trains will still travel through the station, but they won't be stopping there. On the Green Line, you'll have to get off at Park Street. Blue Line riders can get off at State or Bowdoin.
It's warm.
Well, good Friday evening, everybody. I'm meteorologist Danielle Niles. Temperatures managed to come into the 40s and are now cruising back into low 40s. Currently 41 in Boston and Norwood right now. 45 in Falmouth, only 35, so chilly in the Worcester Hills. Stretching back in through southwest New Hampshire. We've had some clouds out there. A couple of sprinkles trying to come down. They're very isolated. A quick spritz of rain here or there. Mostly clear skies along the south coast. And everybody will get into clearing skies through the evening and overnight tonight. What you will notice is the wind that's gusting over 20 miles per hour right now will subside during the overnight. Temperatures drop back to around the freezing mark, just a touch cooler in the suburbs. 52 for tomorrow, though, although it will come with clouds in the morning and a threat for some afternoon rain showers. The sun breaks out and it will be a mild afternoon, but then a cold wind comes in on Sunday. Temperatures only in the upper 30s. 20s on the way for Monday before a threat for snow by the middle part of next week. Many more details on all of that, Jonathan and Lisa, in just a few minutes.
All right, Danielle, thanks very much. Massachusetts Republicans meet in their statewide convention tomorrow. They are hoping that this is the beginning of the end for their long electoral drought.
Yeah, with the exception of Scott Brown's surprise victory in the 2010 Senate race, the GOP hasn't won a statewide election since 2002. Political analyst John Keller joins us now. John, a big-name Republican, very popular, will not be at this convention.
Yeah, Lisa, 6th District candidate Richard Tassay, who's seen as the party's best hope to win a congressional seat this fall, says he won't be attending in protest of socially conservative language in the party platform. But intra-party disputes over abortion and gay marriage are the least of the GOP's worries on the eve of their gathering at BU's Agganis Arena. It'll be deja vu all over again for local Republicans this weekend when they nominate Charlie Baker for a second shot at the governor's office. That's not in doubt.
I think they're willing to give me that 15% because they're looking for a conservative candidate.
The suspense will be over whether or not Tea Party Republican Mark Fisher of Shrewsbury can get the 15% support he needs to force a primary runoff with Baker in September.
Charlie's got a great head of hair, and I don't. And we're different from the top down. Give me a primary, and all the differences come out.
I feel very confident that we are going to speak with one voice after Saturday's convention.
Party Chair Kirsten Hughes can't take sides in that fight publicly, but claims candidates like Baker with public and private management experience will be just what anxious, frustrated voters want in an era of Beacon Hill malpractice. Fair to say you'd like to make this election about competence rather than ideology?
Oh, absolutely, because you know what? At the end of the day, people need competence, and they need to know that when they get up in the morning, they can put food on their tables.
I think the Republican Party is largely out of touch.
But convention dissension isn't what really worries the state GOP. They're more concerned about millionaire businessman Jeff McCormick running as an independent with Baker as a key target.
You've got to know how to run companies, different kinds of companies, grow jobs. And I don't think, Charlie doesn't have that breadth of experience because at the end of the day, he's a product of some bureaucracies.
Now, McCormick claims to be running against both major parties, but his pro-growth, socially moderate platform seems more likely to draw support from Republicans and independents who are turned off by the GOP brand. And those are votes Charlie Baker can ill afford to lose come November. So tomorrow's the big day. It'll be kind of interesting to see what happens.
It is kind of interesting. It's also nice seeing an independent getting into the mix like this with a strong voice.
There's another independent also who probably will take more from the Democrats.
We should point out you're going to be there.
I will be there tomorrow. Have a full report on analysis at 11 o'clock tomorrow night.
Look forward to it.
If you see me, say hi.
Thanks, John. The Rhode Island State House was the scene of a major raid today. The FBI and the IRS joined Rhode Island State Police in converging on the office of House Speaker Gordon Fox. The U.S. Attorney's Office confirmed that police executed 2 federal search warrants, but they wouldn't confirm the target of the investigation. Fox is a Democrat. He's been a state rep for more than 20 years. He became House Speaker in the year 2010. Russian troops building up along the Ukrainian border.
Still to come for us, tonight the White House is considering even more sanctions.
And a rough recovery for this teenager after a car dragged her down a Waltham street. Tonight, she's finally out of the hospital. Marathon Monday, will you be running?
Share your story with WBZ at cbsboston.com/mymarathon.
What motivates you to run, and are you running for a cause? Upload your pictures, tell us about your training.
Every runner has a story. We want to know yours.
WBZ and cbsboston.com.
Your official home of the Boston Marathon.
Today's weather on WBZ is brought to you by your New England Chevy dealers.
The all-new Chevy Silverado. From the family of the most dependable, longest-lasting full-size pickups from the road. The truck that beats any Ford F-150 in fuel economy. And the 2014 North American Truck of the Year. And now, during Chevy Truck Month, the price you see is the price you pay for a 2014 Chevy Silverado. Now use special Truck Month pricing to get a total value of over $7,500 on the Silverado All-Star Edition with best-in-class V8 fuel economy.
Visit your New England Chevy dealer.
Winter's in full swing, and Butchika's in tax-free Salem, New Hampshire is your place to gear up for ski and snowboarding this year. Come in, get expert advice from our knowledgeable and experienced staff, browse our huge selection, and take advantage of our low prices on the latest equipment. Plus, get a lift ticket to J Peak with the purchase of any ski or snowboard package over $499. J Peak, the most snow in Eastern North America. Butchika Ski Shop, your skiing and riding connection. On Route 28 in tax-free Salem, New Hampshire.
Tonight's primetime lineup is brought to you by the all-new 2014 Jeep Cherokee, a 2013 top IIHS safety pick.
A man pioneers a way to see the unseen. Radar, forever providing safer journeys. The Mazda 6 uses radar in its available class-exclusive suite of 7 safety features for greater confidence behind the wheel. Introducing the Mazda 6. What do you drive? Now, lease the 2014 Mazda 6 Sport for $199 a month for 36 months.
We bought our MDX because we needed something big enough for all our adventures, yet stylish and sophisticated enough for our urban lifestyle. The MDX delivered on both. Not to mention great cargo space, third-row seat, and a touchscreen with text messaging. The MDX was perfect.
During the Black Tag sales event, upgrade to the all-new MDX with low lease payments or special 0.9% APR financing with a portion of the proceeds helping to support Boston Children's Hospital. Learn more online at neaccudealers.com.
WBZ News in the morning. Let's start the day together.
A Waltham teenager finally out of the hospital months after she was dragged under a car. Jennifer Bermudez-Teo had major injuries after that accident back in January.
Now, after weeks of intensive rehab, she is finally ready to go home. Christina Higger has her story.
Homeward bound. An emotional moment for this family, 2 months coming.
They said I broke my pelvis and fractured some ribs, and I broke my clavicle.
14-year-old Jennifer Bermudez-Teo was dragged down Lexington Street in Waltham January 30th. Cell phone video shows the scene when a car hit her and a friend walking from school.
The lady just came out of nowhere full speed and hits me and my friend, and I was hit on the ground, and then I was rolled and I was pinned.
No one came to the door at the home of the 18-year-old behind the wheel of the car that hit them, cited for negligent driving. Inessa Pojadea was pulling out of this racquetball club when it happened. She said the sun was in her eyes. She's due in court next month.
Nunca me imaginé. And what I hope is to have some justice, because what happened is it's just not fair.
They said I can't walk yet. I can't put pressure on my left leg because of the surgeries.
5 surgeries. And now as she finally leaves Franciscan Hospital for Children, she dreams of getting out of the wheelchair and dancing for her 15th birthday in April.
She will not be running or dancing in the immediate future.
She still needs help from the wheelchair to the car. Her doctor promises someday she will dance. But for now, this is one huge step. Christina Hager, WBZ News.
The driver is due in court April 17th. Jennifer's mother says she is considering a lawsuit.
Teenagers targeting each other in a popular game. It's senior tradition at a local high school. When we come back, why police are now so concerned.
And we're talking about a quiet and cool evening and quiet weather tonight. A mild day on tap for our Saturday, but then there's some snow on the map as well. I'll let you know when that will arrive, and the bitter blast of cold air as well coming up.
He loves skiing and skateboarding, so young Tom Sims combined them, creating a whole new way down the mountain. Uncompromising creativity. It's also how Mazda made a crossover that combines nimble handling with outstanding fuel efficiency. This is the Mazda CX-5. What do you drive? Now, lease the 2014 Mazda CX-5 Sport for $229 a month for 36 months.
Startups aren't for everyone. You do have to be willing to just go out on a major limb. This isn't something that we're messing around with. This is a real company. So it's important that we offer benefits. One of the reasons that we decided to pick Blue Cross Blue Shield was because it has this legitimacy. We have Blue Cross Blue Shield. You know, I could say it kind of with swagger.
5 facts about Obamacare. Senator Jeanne Shaheen cast the deciding vote for Obamacare. Then over 20,000 Granite Staters saw their coverage canceled. Obamacare offers only one insurer for New Hampshire's individual market. Nearly half of our state's hospitals aren't covered. So when Shaheen says,
everyone will have the freedom to keep their health care plan if they like it.
Tell her to keep her word and work to clean up this healthcare mess.
This week, don't miss the most exciting event in college basketball. Who will be stopped and who will be unstoppable? Catch all the game day action on WBZ. Sponsored locally by Nasacort Allergy 24 Hour. Stops more of what makes you miserable.
The most effective class of treatment for nasal allergies are 24-hour prescription nasal sprays. And now, one's available without one. New Nasacort. It relieves your worst nasal allergy symptoms, even congestion, for 24 hours. Nasacort stops more of what makes you miserable.
Winter's in full swing, and Butchica's in tax-free Salem, New Hampshire is your place to gear up for ski and snowboarding this year. Come in, get expert advice from our knowledgeable and experienced staff, browse our huge selection, and take advantage of our low prices on the latest equipment. Plus, get a lift ticket to J Peak with the purchase of any ski or snowboard package over $499. J Peak, the most snow in Eastern North America. Butchica's Ski Shop, your skiing and riding connection. On Route 28 in tax-free Salem, New Hampshire.
I like this Honda CR-V. We've got great deals during the Spring Into a Honda sales event.
Slow down, hotshot.
The CR-V has a rear-view camera, Bluetooth, Pandora compatibility, all standard.
Is that it?
And the CR-V is the most durable in its class.
Are those McPherson struts?
Indeed.
Nice work, Smith.
This is not a drill. Get a great deal during the Spring Into a Honda sales event. Now at your Honda dealer.
CBS Money Watch Stock Update is brought to you by Buick.
Is this a high school tradition gone too far? Tonight, at least one student could face charges in the so-called Senior Assassins game. This is YouTube video of students at Merrimack High School in New Hampshire playing the game. The objective here is to sneak up on targets and shoot them with a water gun. Police say on Wednesday night, one target tried to get away, backed out of his driveway, and hit another player's car, maybe on purpose.
It's getting intense already. We've only been playing for a couple of days.
Our concern is that it's escalating into the point where someone may get hurt, property's getting damaged.
Now, in this instance, no one was hurt, but police say teenagers responsible could be ticketed for a moving violation. They could even face misdemeanor charges.
Major developments today in the crisis in the Ukraine. Members of the European Union met in Brussels and announced more economic sanctions against individuals in Russia. And at nearly the same time, at the Kremlin, President Vladimir Putin signed legislation incorporating Crimea into Russia. He ordered fireworks over Moscow to celebrate this event. The U.S. is monitoring the Russian troop buildup along the Ukrainian border.
The Russians have stated that they are intending military exercises, obviously given their past practice and the gap between what they have said and what they have done. We are watching it with skepticism.
And in another development today, Russia has accepted sending an international monitoring team to Ukraine to report on the security situation throughout the country.
Well, this was another frustrating day in the search for the missing Malaysian airliner. 2 days after satellites spotted possible debris in the Indian Ocean, no trace of the plane has been recovered. Surveillance planes, including one from the United States, returned to base today after searching waters that have some of the world's most powerful currents. Speculation is the debris may have sunk to the ocean floor. The Malaysia jet with 239 people aboard vanished 2 weeks ago today. Australian officials, though, are vowing to keep the search going.
It's about the most inaccessible spot that you could imagine on the face of the earth. But if there is anything down there, we will find it. We owe it to the families of those people to do no less.
Today, part of the investigation into the missing jet moved to the FBI lab in Quantico, Virginia. That's where they're analyzing the flight simulator that has been taken from the missing pilot's home.
Now, I'm not sure if this is a sign of spring, but it was a good sign. I saw grass today. It wasn't green. It was a lovely shade of brown, but at least there was a patch about that big because the snow started to melt away.
Even that can now exhale. I mean, no matter what color it is, Danielle, we're just happy to see it.
And you see these little sprouts coming up, the little buds of flowers.
Yes.
They're small signs, and we'll take whatever we can get, at this point. Let's take a look. Temperatures outside today did reach into the 40s. It wasn't as mild as yesterday, but we came close to 50 degrees in Taunton.
Only 35 though in Worcester, with some elevation at the airport, a little cooler in the Worcester Hills. And temperatures still sitting at 35 degrees there. Cruising back into lower 40s right now in Boston, 43 in Falmouth and Chatham. But it is breezy. The wind has been gusting over 20 miles per hour. In fact, latest check, 31 mile per hour gust in Boston. So that certainly adds a little bit of a bite to the air. There have been some clouds out there too. The south coast back down to Cape Cod, mostly clear. If you get north of that, even from the south shore back into the city, these clouds have been bubbling up. You get a little bit of sunshine here and there. But overall, the weather's fairly quiet here across the northeast. Back to the west, the next storm. Now, we've got areas of snow through the Great Lakes in the Midwest. By the time it gets to southern New England, it'll be mostly in the form of rain. There may be a quick spritz of a snowflake here back through southern New Hampshire early tomorrow morning. Otherwise, though, showers come through between midday and the early afternoon tomorrow. And notice there may be a lingering shower along the Route 2 corridor through the Merrimack Valley late in the day. But then the sun breaks out and temperatures tomorrow will come up 50 to 55 degrees. So that will feel nice. Sunday, the cooler air comes in, 35 to 40, although the sunshine will be out. And then Monday, the cold air just continues to spill in. We're talking about highs that won't get out of the 20s on Monday afternoon. A chilly air mass setting in place here across the northeast, and that's going to set up shop and kind of give way to our next disturbance for the middle part of next week. We're going to be watching this one closely. There's going to be a big ocean storm that develops, and the question is, how close does it get to New England? There will be powerful wind and massive waves with this storm. But in terms of our potential impact, it looks like late Tuesday night into Wednesday will be the time frame of biggest concern, with the threat for snow, particularly in eastern New England, depending on the track of that storm, and maybe some gusty wind at the coastline as well. There is a light at the end of the tunnel, and I'll show you that in just a second. We'll watch that one closely. 32 overnight tonight in Boston. The suburbs will drop back into the 20s, and the skies will clear out, the wind will subside, and then the clouds will come right back in as we head into tomorrow morning. So don't be surprised if you wake up to not a whole lot of sunshine. Thing is, though, that front comes in, and out ahead of it, we get up into the lower 50s tomorrow. 57 in Taunton, 52 in Boston. Some cooler readings north and west of town. But overall, a mild day, a breezy day. Not the case on Sunday. Look at the highs. Only in the 30s. So we go to back below normal temperatures. Some spots from the Cape back up to the South Shore may sneak into the lower 40s on Sunday. And then on Monday, yes, this is not a joke, mid-20s for high temperatures. It's going to be brutal. And then only in the 30s, there's that storm threat for the middle part of the week. But by Thursday, we'll be up around 40. And Friday, chance of rain showers, but we'll be back up near 50 degrees. In the meantime, you guys, Tom Gutner was out this week with the energetic group, the 5th graders at the Quinn Elementary School in Dartmouth. They had a lot of energy out there. Todd was able to visit them this week for one of the school visits, so I know he had a blast, as we all do when we go to visit. They want to take that energy outside. I think that's how we all feel. It's like, let's go. It's time, you know?
Yes. Thank you, Danielle. Well, for the first time this season, the Boston Duck Tours are rolling. They will be out all weekend, but you just saw that forecast Danielle had at the start of next week. They've canceled the tours for Monday. Tuesday and Wednesday tours, depends on what happens. Those may be off as well.
In tonight's Eye on Education, a big boost in technology at Boston Public Schools. Mayor Marty Walsh was at the Mildred Avenue K-8 this morning to welcome the first shipment of Chromebooks. All in all, 10,000 laptops are scheduled to arrive before the end of the school year, and that works out to about 1 laptop for every 6 students in the district.
Today's economy is so driven by computer and technology that learning it here on a lower level early in their career, in their school careers, I should say, it puts them on a whole different pace for the future.
Now, as for those laptops, they'll be staying at the schools, but students will be able to save their work and retrieve their work from home through their Google accounts. Now, the laptop program costs about $3 million.
On the Health Watch this evening, when it comes to kids' toys, forget those high-tech gadgets. Researchers found items like the classics, blocks, puzzles, other hands-on tools. Those are the best for teaching kids spatial reasoning skills. And those skills are important in the future, especially in math and science careers. Well, this is the largest phone scam the IRS has ever tackled.
Yeah, straight ahead for us, what you need to know to protect your money. It's a big one. And now here's Jack Williams with a look at what's coming up at 6 o'clock. Hey, Jack.
Okay, Jonathan and Lisa, thank you. Coming up in a moment, a WBZ exclusive, the woman who is cleaning up the mess with the state's health healthcare website. On our 6 o'clock news, the disturbing new information she revealed to us that could affect some people and their health insurance. And what a story this is. A brave little girl with a smile that will inspire you. At 6, Jane Richards' new milestone in her recovery. And her family shares what is helping them as we approach the first anniversary of the marathon attack.
Show me the movies with the Arnold Schwarzenegger with the stunts and loud explosions and all the muscles. I want to see the comedy programming with the people sitting in the living room with the children. What's brother? Yeah, we'll see the Real Housewives. Right, play. All right, rewind, play.
Jimmy, please. It's been hours. We told you the X1 Entertainment operating system really does work with any voice.
Cool. What's on now?
Control your TV with your voice. The X1 Entertainment operating system. Only from Xfinity.
Looking to sell your underused RV or boat? Turn to the premier brokerage specialists at Route 125 RV and Marine and let them turn your RV or boat into cash. Route 125 RV and Marine takes the hassle out of selling. They're open 7 days a week, they offer on-the-spot financing, and they get results. Call 1-800-CONSIGN today and find out how their trained professionals can get the cash you need for your underused RV or boat. Pickup is free anywhere in New England. Call 1-800-CONSIGN today.
Don't miss the Home Show, March 21st through 23rd at Patriot Place in Foxborough at the Dana-Farber Fieldhouse. Plenty of free parking. Get special deals on all your home improvement needs and so much more. This Home Show has it all. Details at newenglandhomeshows.com.
It's the Toyota #1 for everyone national sales event. Now we're making you #1 with savings. Get a lowest ever $199 a month lease on an Avalon with no cost maintenance included. Hurry, it ends March 31st. Toyota, let's go places.
It's Empire's buy one, get two free sale. When you buy carpet with installation for one room, you can get carpet for 2 rooms free.
800-588-2300 Empire.
Today.
Tonight, the IRS is investigating what it calls the largest phone scam it has ever seen. More than 20,000 people targeted by fake IRS agents. Jerika Duncan shows us how it works.
31-year-old Hala Toriali is a writer at Forbes magazine. Earlier this month, she became the subject of her own story after receiving a phone call from a man claiming to be with the IRS.
He went into this big spiel about there is a warrant for your arrest, we're seizing your assets, so it happened very quickly.
15 minutes into the conversation, the so-called IRS agent told her to wire him close to $5,000 within 1 hour.
Once I heard within an hour that I had to wire to them, I felt something clicked. It wasn't completely this is a scam, but something didn't feel right.
Toriali never wired the cash, but the Treasury Department says thousands of victims across the country have lost a total of more than $1 million. Toriali complained to the IRS, which confirmed the number she received a call from was fake. And when we called that same number,
Investigation Bureau, IRS.
Hi, my name's Jerika Duncan. I'm calling from CBS News.
A man claiming to be with the IRS hung up on me after I asked him about the scam.
We don't collect tax payments that way. If you're going to make a tax payment, there's lots of different ways to do it.
Officials with the IRS say they would first notify you by mail if you owed them money. Toriali wrote an article about her experience to warn against falling for the scam. Jerika Duncan, CBS News, New York.
That is going to do it for us at 5 o'clock, but there's much more straight ahead for you. The news at 6 starts now.
The FBI clears one of its own in the shooting of a friend of the marathon bombing suspects. Tonight, his widow talks only to WBZ about why she doesn't believe it.
A high school senior murdered, the mysterious killing that has stunned classmates.
One more mild day tomorrow and then another temperature crash. 20s back in the forecast and the chance for some snow.
And a wonderful new milestone in a bombing survivor's recovery.
Live from our studios in Boston, WBZ News at 6 starts right now.
The friend of the marathon bombing suspects killed by the FBI, the agent who fired the shot, is being cleared, and a grieving widow is angry.
The real people cannot see that this is clearly a wrong shooting.
It's an interview you'll hear only here on WBZ. The FBI now prepared to say that agent did the right thing the night Ibrahim Todashev was shot and killed. I'm Lisa Hughes.
And I'm Jack Williams. Todashev had just implicated himself and one of the Tsarnaev brothers in an unsolved triple murder in Waltham. As Jim Smith shows us, Todashev's widow does not believe she's getting the full story about what really happened.
No, I don't believe it.
The widow of Ibrahim Todashev speaking exclusively with WBZ by phone from Russia. She's reacting to news that the FBI agent who shot and killed her husband is being cleared of any wrongdoing.
I'm still shocked. I don't even know what will be the next step if this is true.
Last May, Massachusetts State Police and the FBI came to Orlando to question Todashev about his friendship with marathon bombing suspect Tamerlan Tsarnaev and an unsolved Waltham triple murder. A violent confrontation erupted during that questioning, and Todashev was shot and killed by that FBI agent. Investigators originally said Todashev had pulled a knife, but later said it wasn't clear what happened.
I'm not surprised that this is what's coming out, and I'm shocked as well.
Sources tell CBS News the agent who pulled the trigger will be cleared by Florida prosecutors, the Justice Department, and the FBI itself. WBZ security analyst Ed Davis says the issues are simple.
Did the officer have a reasonable cause to use a firearm in that particular case? The agent, used deadly force, and the test for that is, was his life at risk or someone else's life at risk?
Now tonight, Florida investigators deny that their investigation is complete. They will officially release their findings next Tuesday. But a source tells CBS News that Florida authorities, the Justice Department, and the FBI itself will all clear that agent. Over the past 21 years, the FBI has fatally shot some 70 people. According to the New York Times, the FBI has deemed every single one of those shootings justified. Jack and Lisa?
All right, Jim, thank you. Well, tonight we have another heartwarming milestone to share in the recovery of a very young bombing survivor.
This is a ray of sunshine. Here's a new photo of Jane Richard. She's wearing a new prosthetic leg designed for sports and for everyday use. Her family says, quote, never self-conscious and always smiling, Jane has worn it to school several times, which speaks to the can-do spirit she has displayed over the last 11 months.
The Richard family is now focused on the foundation and the team running in the marathon in Martin Richard's name. Quote, we're blessed to have found a collection of team players that perfectly embody the values that have always been important to our family. There is much activity in our lives these days, which goes a long way toward distracting us from what is certain to be an emotional one-year anniversary on April 15th. A day doesn't pass when we don't cry over the loss of Martin. But we also laugh when we think about him, which feels like the right way to remember a little boy with a zest for life and a caring heart. 100 runners will be trying to compete the Boston Marathon representing Team MR8.
Now to a developing story in Boston. The Prudential Center exit off the eastbound side of the Pike shut down tonight because of this. A cement truck rolled over and took out a wall. The truck's gone, but the exit and one lane eastbound are closed while crews clean up what's left behind.
Well, today was the first full day of spring, and it turned out to be chilly and breezy, but the weekend is here, so I guess we can all suffer through it. Meteorologist Danielle Niles joins us now. Danielle?
Hey, good evening, Jack. Happy Friday to you, and happy Friday, everybody. Yeah, it was a little bit cool out there today, not as mild as yesterday. Now we're 41 degrees in Boston, 40 on the nose in Norwood. We've dipped into the 30s and have been in the 30s in Worcester. 35 right now, low for 40s out over the Cape and the islands as well. We've had clouds, too, in many areas. Notice clear skies from Narragansett Bay back over to Buzzards Bay. A couple sprinkles tried to develop. The clouds are going to be clearing over the course of the next several hours here. So a clearing trend as we head throughout the overnight. And the wind, too, which has been so breezy through the day, is going to subside during the course of the overnight. The clouds will return late by the time we get to pre-dawn tomorrow. 32 an overnight low. And temperatures tomorrow are going to be mild again, 50 to 55. Will come with a threat for some rain showers in the afternoon. And the breezy conditions with the sun breaking out. Much colder, only in the 30s for Sunday, but colder even still by Monday. More details on that and a potential midweek storm, Jack and Lisa, coming up.
Oh, dear. All right, Danielle, thank you. New indictments tonight in the case of the missing 5-year-old Fitchburg boy. Elsa Oliver, little Jeremiah Oliver's mother, now faces charges on 10 counts, including kidnapping and assault and battery. Her boyfriend, Alberto Sierra, has also been indicted on similar counts. They're both in jail. Jeremiah has been missing since September, and police are afraid he is dead.
That inmate who says he was attacked by Aaron Hernandez in jail doesn't want to testify against him. Andrew Booker's lawyer told the Attleboro Sun-Chronicle that his client doesn't want to seem as a rat. He may sue Hernandez, though. The Bristol County Sheriff wants Hernandez charged in the assault, which happened last month.
New at 6 o'clock, new problems for Massachusetts and its failed healthcare website could wind up leaving thousands of customers on the hook for back medical bills. The Obama administration gave the state $45 million to build a website that could be a model for the rest of the country. But it is such a mess, the contractor's been fired, and people are being told to apply for health insurance using paper. John Keller joins us now. John, what is the latest on this frustrating situation?
Well, Lisa, we got an update on that today during an exclusive interview with Sarah Island, the healthcare executive brought in to clean up the mess at the state's healthcare connector. And while she delivered the good news that they expect the huge backlog of unprocessed applications to be cleared up by next week, there was troubling information for those who've been left adrift by the connector's problems.
I'm not going to let anybody go without insurance. It's not going to happen.
Governor Patrick last month assuring worried customers that the collapse of the connector website wouldn't leave people who applied through the dysfunctional system in the lurch, concerns that have lawmakers on edge.
This is about constituents that I have who are now unsure, are they going to be on the hook for the lapse of coverage?
We need to do better. That is what we're very much focused on right now.
But in an interview with WBZ, Sarah Island, the governor's hand-picked expert in charge of fixing the connector, cautioned applicants caught in the bureaucratic meltdown to carefully document any medical costs they incur while in limbo.
When we get through that backlog, we're moving people into what we're calling a temporary coverage program. Once they are in that coverage program, we are working to ensure that it's retroactive to the beginning of the month in which that application was processed, and so are hopefully able to make people whole in that way. And
but what happens if your coverage was denied by providers?
Encourage them to call the Health Connector, and we'll try and work through and see what we can do.
So how much is this all going to wind up costing us?
You know, we don't know the answer to that question yet.
But beware of trying to use the website to calm your nerves. Island told us it may be mid-November before the site is fully operational, a huge embarrassment for state officials who now concede they tried to build the Cadillac of healthcare websites, but many millions of dollars later are stuck with an Edsel. Jack, back to you.
Well, at least an Edsel ran once in a while. All right, thanks, John. Tonight, a salute to dozens of servicemen and women and their families. The Massachusetts Air National Guard hosted a send-off ceremony today for 31 airmen. They will spend the next 6 months in the Middle East. They can't say exactly where, and they'll help install and upgrade communication systems. Well, kind of a frustrating day for a lot of fans. No March magic for the UMass Minutemen.
And they were all looking to us to cheer for them, which we can't do anymore. They were blown out of their game this afternoon against Tennessee. Dan Roach is live in a place where many sports fans watch this happen. CBS Scene tonight. Dan?
Yeah, Lisa and Jack, it's the words you don't want to hear when it comes to being an NCAA basketball fan at this time of year. One and done. That's what happened to the UMass Minutemen, 6-seeded coming into this tournament in the Midwest region, taking on 11-seed Tennessee today, and it did not go well. Let's take a look. UMass may be suffering some early first-half jitters. They found themselves in a hole they couldn't dig out of. Tennessee with a 19-point lead at the break. Now, the Minutemen didn't quit, as you would expect. Senior Samson Carter with a three here. UMass cutting the lead to 10 midway through the second half, but just couldn't stop the Bulls. They lose today in Raleigh, 86-67 your final. They have a great season. We'll hear more from the Minutemen coming up in just a few minutes, as well as more on Harvard and BC. Yes, BC's not in the tournament, but the hoop team is in the news. We'll have that in just a few. But from the CBS Scene for now, Lisa, let's get back to you.
All right, Dan, thank you. And there are two more games coming up tonight here on WBZ. Wichita State will take on Cal Polytech, and then it's Kentucky versus Kansas State. Coverage starts right here on WBZ at 7 o'clock.
Coming up on WBZ News tonight, a high school senior murdered. The mysterious late-night shooting that has his friends confused and angry.
The cost of flood protection skyrocketing. The new help on the way for homeowners facing some huge insurance bills. And temperatures were in the 40s today, but tomorrow even milder, in the 50s for one more day of comfortable temperatures before the bottom drops out again. Many more details on your weekend forecast and a look ahead to some snow coming up.
Cambridge Eye Doctors is now VisionWorks. Get 2 complete pairs for $99 or 2 pairs of no-eye bifocals for $179. Find more than a pair of glasses. Find a better you. VisionWorks.
Is it a good time to buy a Honda Accord?
You don't call it the Spring Into a Honda sales event for nothing.
What makes this Accord so special?
Rearview camera, Bluetooth, Pandora compatibility, all standard.
I'm not convinced.
It's an IIHS 2014 top safety pick.
There's a bear behind you.
Way to stay on your toes, Robert.
This is not a drill. Get a great deal during the Spring Into a Honda sales event. Now at your Honda dealer.
We're all born with it. That youthful curiosity and certain sense of adventure. It doesn't matter where it takes you, only that you go. Sometimes we just forget it's there. And sometimes your best adventures begin with someone who can see you're up for one. Nova Scotia, take yourself there.
Let me tell you a secret about the mattress business. You can put a fabric on any mattress and make it look beautiful. You'll never really know what's inside, and you won't know what you're paying for. It might even feel good at first, but it won't last. A good mattress is really about what you can't see. That's why at Jordan's and nowhere else, we'll not only tell you, we'll show you what's inside every mattress we carry, so you can touch it and feel it. It's important to us, and it should be important to you. At Jordan's, there are no secrets.
I just was thinking any minute could be the minute, and the minutes kept passing. Both kind of relaxed and thought, she'll come when she's ready. And she came. She was so perfect.
Get ready. Wherever spring finds you, a Subaru with symmetrical all-wheel drive can help you enjoy it. Get ready for spring in a brand new Subaru Outback. Awarded Top Safety Pick Plus by the Insurance Institute for Highway Safety. Drive home a brand new Subaru Outback. Well equipped for only $23,795. Plus, get 0% financing for up to 36 months. Get a great deal and go love spring.
Cambridge Eye Doctors is now VisionWorks. We accept hundreds of vision plans, including Davis Vision. And at VisionWorks, get 50% off your second pair when you use your insurance. Find more than a pair of glasses. Find a better you.
A lot of heartbreak tonight in Waltham after the murder of a high school student.
Tyler Zanko was a senior at Waltham High School, and as Paul Burton shows us, friends are stunned to learn that he was shot and killed.
Very tragic. He barely got to live life.
Shock and disbelief. Classmates and friends of Tyler Zanko say they can't believe he's gone.
I'm still in shock. I still can't believe it. I saw him yesterday, and he's gone today.
The 17-year-old wrestling captain at Waltham High School was shot and killed Thursday night outside the Garden Crest Apartments in Waltham.
My balcony door was open, and from what I heard, it was 3 loud shots, and someone screaming, and from there, I heard just tires, skidding out.
His friends say Tyler had a deep passion for wrestling. This is a match he was in just this past January. He was very well liked and respected.
It's really just tragic, and it's sad to hear that. A lot of people were crying.
I just can't believe it. I walked in the morning, and I saw people in the hallways crying.
Today, the school released a statement saying, "It is with great sadness that we were informed of the tragic death of one of our students. Staff and students at Waltham High School and in this district mourn the profound loss of a member of our high school." Right now, it's still unclear why he was shot, but police say it does not appear to be random, and they are still looking for the shooter.
I don't know a reason why, and it's a sad thing to see someone go that's so young and had so much potential.
Grief counselors were on hand today at the high school. They will also be at the high school tomorrow between the hours of 9 a.m. and 2 p.m. The MCAS test has been rescheduled for sometime next week. Now, anyone with information in regards to this shooting is asked to contact Waltham Police. In Waltham, I'm Paul Burton, WBZ News.
After a long fight, finally there's some protection for homeowners facing those huge flood insurance bills. President Obama signed a bill today which caps flood insurance premium increases to 18% a year. FEMA redrew its flood maps, and that forced more people to buy insurance. Boy, did that raise the costs. Well, the weekend is here, so we can look forward to not bad weather, but then a huge turn downhill.
Wow, at least the timing for the 50-degree temperatures, Danielle, is pretty good.
It is pretty good, Lisa, and good evening, Jack, and good evening, everybody. Yes, we will see one more mild day tomorrow before the cold air comes right back in, and you may have noticed the difference already today. No more 50s. We came into the 40s. It's 41 in Boston right now, 44 in Taunton, so a little bit below average, but it's been breezy all day. That northwest wind and west wind gusting over 20 miles per hour, so that certainly adds a chill to the air. In fact, current wind chill values are in the low 30s from Boston to Lawrence. It feels like it's 25 in Worcester right now. It's definitely a feel of winter still in the air. Skies, though, have been actually clearing. The clouds on the decrease. This trend is going to continue over the next several hours. The weather pretty quiet here across the Northeast. We've had a couple snow showers in the mountains of northern New England today. But there's another disturbance already coming into the Great Lakes, and this is going to work from west to east overnight and arrive to southern New England tomorrow. What it means for us is clouds will come back in pretty quickly. In fact, you may wake up tomorrow morning to mostly cloudy skies. And then as this cold front comes in from west to east during the afternoon, there will be a threat for some rain showers as temperatures rise 50 to 55 degrees. So the best chance will be between about noon and I'd say 4 p.m. for rain showers. There may be one more that comes in as we head into the evening, very brief, along the central Massachusetts Route 2 corridor, Merrimack Valley, and northern New England actually sees 1 to 3 and 3 to 6 inches of snow in the mountains from that disturbance. Now by Sunday, it is going to be a bright day, but the cold air comes in, so high temperatures will only be about 35 to 40 degrees on Sunday, and then the real Arctic blast comes in on Monday. That's when we won't get out of the 20s for high temperatures. It will come with high pressure. That will build in, which means quiet weather for the start of the week, but the chill will be in place. We're talking about highs 20 degrees below where we should be for this time of the year. So with the cold in place, next storm that comes up the coastline, we're going to have to keep a close eye on. It's going to be a massive ocean storm with a lot of wind and massive waves that develop out over the ocean. Now, our potential impact will be late Tuesday into Wednesday. Obviously, this many days out, it's hard to say exactly where the track is going to be, but far eastern New England would have the best threat for snow, again, Tuesday night and into Wednesday, depending on the track. If it comes closer, then more of New England may need to be in the snow threat. If it trends farther out to sea, then it may be little impact through the middle part of the week. It will stay cold, though. Overnight lows tonight, 32 in Boston, 20s in some of the suburbs. And then during the day tomorrow, we come into the 50s, which will feel nice. Clouds in the morning, a threat for an afternoon shower, and then the sun will poke through. 52 in Boston. Highs by Sunday actually won't get out of the 30s, though, for many of us. So a noticeable change in the air. The AccuWeather 7-day forecast, though, shows the temperatures will be coldest on Monday, only in the mid-20s. There's that threat for snow for the middle part of the week. But the good news, Jack and Lisa, is that despite that threat, by the end of the week, looks like we'll make a rebound back up near 50 degrees. So a little light at the end of that tunnel there.
All right, we'll hang on to that. Danielle, thank you. Disappointing afternoon for the Minutemen.
Well, they ran into a very good team in Tennessee. Dan Roche watched it all at the CBS scene. Let's go there now live. Dan?
Yeah, tough one for the crowd today here, Jack and Lisa, at the CBS scene. UMass in the tournament in the NCAAs for the first time since 1998. They were a 6th seed, and they met 11th-seeded Tennessee. And this was a tough one for UMass. Yes, the Minutemen got a visit from their most famous alum last night. Yes, that's Dr. J, Julius Irving. Tennessee, though, they came out firing, motivated, and they weren't missing much. Jordan McRae with a big dunk. UMass down 19 at the break, 41-22. They came out firing in the second half, though, had a few runs. Raphael Putney with the putback here. UMass managed to cut the lead to 10. Senior Chaz Williams led them with a dozen, but Tennessee was too much. 86-67 the final, and the end of the road for the seniors.
You know, it still hasn't hit me yet, and it probably won't, because we just lost, and it probably will never hit me until, you know, NCAA is over, because I feel like we're supposed to be playing until April 7th.
You just want more, and you get addicted to winning, but, you know, it's been a bittersweet year, and, you know, we're kind of bitter right now, but when you think about, you know, the past and the future, you know, you kind of appreciate everything.
Yeah, tough. In the early game at Raleigh, 14th seed Mercer pulled off the upset of the tournament so far by knocking off mighty Duke. Senior Jacob Gullen led the Bears with 20. Duke was up 5 with less than 5 minutes to go, but Mercer wouldn't quit, taking the lead for good with 2 minutes left. Daniel Corsi down low. Now Duke within 3 under a minute to play. Heads up play by Mercer with the outlet and the inbounds for Anthony White Jr. for the layup. It was all over, but the celebrating for this team is 78-71 the final. Mercer's first NCAA tournament win in school history. All right, coming up at 7 o'clock here on WBZ, the #1 seed in the Midwest, 34-0. Wichita State take on Cal Poly, and it's Kentucky and Kansas State in the late game. Meanwhile, Harvard, fresh off of its upset over Cincinnati yesterday, they've got a tough one tomorrow night as they'll be taking on mighty Michigan State. And a win in that second round game and into next weekend would be huge for the Crimson program.
Our goal is every year is to get better. And so, you know, and so far we've done that every single year, you know, from going from this, you know, CIT to NIT, the NCAA to winning a game, you know, we're getting better and better slowly. So obviously, you know, next step is we have to win 2 games in the NCAA tournament. So, you know, that's what we're aiming to do.
You know, for Brandon and I, it's our last go around with Harvard. So we definitely, you know, we'll try to make history more history. And it's definitely a big game. I mean, it could be our last game. We don't know. And we'll try not to, you know, to play our last game on Saturday.
Well, Tommy Emmerich squad takes on Michigan State. 8:40 is your tip-off time. Out in Washington, you can see that game over on TNT. And one more college basketball note. ESPN is reporting that Jim Calhoun, age 71 and all, is interested in taking over as the Boston College head coach. Interested in talking to BC about that program. Of course, the Braintree native led UConn to 3 national titles in 26 years. Baseball, David Ortiz's extension should be announced very soon. That's it for now from the CBS team. Jack and Lisa, let's get back to you.
All right, Dan Roach, thank you. CBS Evening News is coming up in a moment at 6:30.
And Scott Pelley joins us live from New York with a preview and some new insight into the marathon bombing investigation. Scott?
Lisa, Jack, great to be with you in Boston and great to share this story with you. For 60 minutes, Rick Delorier, the former FBI special agent in charge in Boston, the leader of the investigation into the bombing, has sat down for an interview to explain many of the things about the bombing investigation that we didn't know. Tonight, he and one of his colleagues will describe what they call the Eureka video, the video that was the first clue of who might have done that terrible thing nearly a year ago. We'll have that story and the rest of the world news for you coming up on the CBS Evening News in about 10 minutes.
Thank you, Scott. Coming up next, you probably don't want to spend the weekend in traffic, so we'll tell you about the roads that you'll definitely want to avoid in Boston.
36 years in law enforcement. He knows Boston inside and out. And now he's sharing his expertise with you. Former Police Commissioner Ed Davis joins the WBZ News team.
The best prevention is to have prior intelligence.
As our exclusive security analyst.
Is this just our new reality? Does security get tighter from here on out?
Insight only Ed can offer.
That'll require more officers, so I'm sure you'll see an increase.
On WBZ News.
Workout World extended its $4 down sale for 8 days only. Join Workout World for just $4 down and only $10 a month with no commitment. We're going to give you more for $4. Sale ends March 25th at midnight. Only at Workout World.
Don't miss the Bach Toyota #1 for everyone sales event. Bach Toyota is the #1 Toyota dealer in sales in New England. Drive home a brand new Toyota Corolla for only $79 per month. Come on down. That's right, Lisa, brand new Toyota Corolla with automatic transmission that gets an amazing 38 miles per gallon for just $79 per month.
Imagine finding the furniture you love at low sale prices. Now imagine upgrading to your choice of fabric at no extra charge. It's all possible at the Boston Interiors Custom Upholstery Sale. All our upholstery is made in the USA from quality materials you can trust to last. And this month only, it's all on sale. All chairs, sofas, sleepers, and sectionals. Plus, custom order any available fabric at the same price as stock. Come in soon and save. Sale ends March 31st.
I commute to work. I spend a lot of time in my car. I rely on AAA. Whenever I've called for help, they're there. I use AAA for everything to do with my car. To finance it, to insure it, fix it, even a battery when and wherever I need it. And as a AAA member, I have access to a whole network of savings at places I shop all the time, even online. And that saves time.
Call 1-800-JOIN-AAA or join at AAA.com. Membership for life.
It's the Toyota #1 for everyone national sales event. Toyota is #1 in what matters most to everyone, value. Now we're making you #1 with nationwide savings. Get a #1 Prius C lease for a lowest ever $97 a month with no cost maintenance included. Or current Toyota owners can get 0 for 60 plus $12.50 bonus cash on a Prius liftback. #1 for everyone ends March 31st. Toyota, let's go places.
Workout World extended its $4 down sale for 8 days only. Join Workout World for just $4 down and only $10 a month with no commitment. We're going to give you more for $4. Sale ends March 25th at midnight. Only at Workout World.
Now, if you're coming into Boston this weekend, beware, there are 2 potential traffic headaches. The first one is on the Mass Turnpike, right around the Prudential Center Tunnel where we had that accident today. Both of the directions, this way and eastbound, you're going to have it 1 lane closed. That starts tonight. MassDOT shutting those down. That's going to back up traffic on the Pike and certainly on the roads around it. There is also another issue. A good alternative, if you're downtown, remember, you can always take the T, but not through the Government Center station. That's closing tomorrow, although traffic will still be moving through there, the trains. State shutting down that station for 2 years to rebuild it. Blue and Green Line trains are going to be passing through that station again, but you won't be able to get off there or board the trains. Jack?
Sounds like a conspiracy to me, Lisa. You know, veterinarians are trying to save a little fox that is now an orphan. The 3-week-old fox was found in Brockton. His mother had been hit by a car. His 3 siblings had died of exposure. Now, veterinarians at the New England Wildlife Center are looking for help. They're asking other vets to help them find another young fox who could basically be a twin and try to help this little guy survive and thrive. We'll be right back.
Closed captioning is brought to you by Luna.
With Luna, buy 1 room of flooring, get all other rooms of product for just $50 each. 877-241 Luna.
Don't miss the Home Show, March 21st through 23rd at Patriot Place in Foxborough at the Dana-Farber Fieldhouse. Plenty of free parking. Get special deals on all your home improvement needs and so much more. This Home Show has it all. Details at NewEnglandHomeShows.com.
American owned, family operated. Since 1829. No bull. Just lager. From America's oldest brewery, Yingling.
We bought our MDX because we needed something big enough for all our adventures, yet stylish and sophisticated enough for our urban lifestyle. The MDX delivered on both. Not to mention great cargo space, 3rd-row seat, and a touchscreen with text messaging. The MDX was perfect.
During the Black Tag sales event, upgrade to the all-new MDX with low lease payments or special 0.9% APR financing with a portion of the proceeds helping to support Boston Children's Hospital. Learn more online at NEAccuRedealers.com.
The History of the Eagles Tour, TD Garden, Monday, September 15th. American Express card members, get your tickets now through Sunday, March 30th at 10 p.m. For tickets, go to Ticketmaster.com or call 1-800-745-3000. Glenn Fry, Don Henley, Joan Walsh, and Timothy B. Schmidt. For VIP packages and more, go to EaglesBand.com. Performing as part of the American Express Concert Series. American Express terms, conditions, and restrictions apply.
5 facts about Obamacare. Senator Jeanne Shaheen cast the deciding vote for Obamacare. Then over 20,000 Granite Staters saw their coverage canceled. Obamacare offers only one insurer for New Hampshire's individual market. Nearly half of our state's hospitals aren't covered. So when Shaheen says,
everyone will have the freedom to keep their health care plan if they like it.
Tell her to keep her word and work to clean up this health care mess. Get ready. Wherever spring finds you, a Subaru with symmetrical all-wheel drive can help you enjoy it. Get ready for spring and a brand new Subaru Forester. Motor Trend's 2014 Sport Utility of the Year. Drive home a brand new Subaru Forester, a top safety pick plus for only $21,995. Plus, get 1.9% financing for up to 48 months. Get a great deal and go love spring.
In a crowd of light beers, how long does it take to find the Yingling Light Lager? About that long. 99 calories, 100% authentic lager. Yingling Light Lager. Rethink your light beer.
So we still have some very cold temperatures ahead in this first little bit of spring.
The 20s are back in the forecast. Not until Monday, though, so we get tomorrow coming into the 50s, 50 to 55. It will come with a rain shower in the afternoon, and then the sun breaks out. Sunday, the cold air starts to come in, so you will notice the difference. Monday, very cold and a threat for snow for the middle part of the week.
All right, thank you.
I'm going to savor basketball. To heck with you.
Me too. That's the best way to handle it.
Hey, have a wonderful weekend.
We'll see you later.